I'm Davie.
I'm Misty.
DMWhat's.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it. What's going on, everybody? I am Davie.
I'm Misty.
Welcome to another episode of DM Watts. As you guys can see, we have a little bit of fun here quite often. You see our intro where we're just over here just cutting up.
Because we go through it the same thing every time.
Yeah, it is.
And then every time we do it, it's like the first time.
Yeah, it is. It's true. So but we can't get enough of each other. We crack each other up
We
a lot.
can't.
Yeah, it's what it is. So we crack each other up. So before we get started, you guys go ahead. And we're official YouTubers, so we obviously got to start off with hey, go ahead, like, subscribe,
comment.
But
it's the same for Podbean.
Yeah, same for Podbean. Subscribe,
share us.
Yeah, go ahead and do all of that.
We're so much better with friends.
Yeah, so you guys know the email dmwatchpodcast@gmail.com. You guys can hit us up there, and of course, Doge to the moon. We are Dozers to the moon. Oh man, I didn't bring my coin down. I'm sorry.
Dare you?
I got an actual Dogecoin for my anniversary, and that
I bought him a Dogecoin.
Yeah, and so it was very amazing. I was looking at it, hugging her, kissing her, telling her thank you so much. Then I stopped and looked at her and said, "Wait a minute, Dogecoin is only 33 cents per coin."
To which I said, "Shop smart." Why?
But it's what it is.
This isn't complicated,
right? But I also feel the need to go ahead and say it was brought to our attention, but we already knew that. You guys look behind us, the DM podcast. To us, as we're recording, it looks like it's mirrored, but to you guys, apparently, it's like, hey, it's backwards.
And we knew it was backwards.
We knew it was backwards.
When I was drawing that out. At first, I was like, hey, and I just put up DM Watts podcast.
Yeah.
And then we looked in the video, and it was backwards. And I was like, so then I drew it backwards, thinking, so when we're looking at the camera now, for us, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything looks perfect, except Doge is backwards.
Mm-hmm.
But to you guys, Doge is fine.
Yeah.
But the Facebook is backwards and all of that. So again, Facebook, DM Watts podcast.
Yeah, but it works for us. It works for us.
It's kind of become the signature.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to rewrite it.
Yeah, it happens.
Literally that simple.
It's there.
It is there. So
she has some news.
I have news to share.
Yes, go ahead with your news, baby.
My great friend and author, William Zoldak.
Yep.
What's up, Bill? William Zoldak. Mm-hmm. Hi, Bill. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to concentrate and I couldn't say William.
Yeah, I think Bill kind of threw it out there.
So, hey, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Who wrote Grandpa's Christmas Tree Story, and who also authored Grandpa's Deer Story. Mm-hmm. And I illustrated.
I was just going to say, what she's not saying is...
It says right here. Oh, don't mind my nails.
Yep.
I need to do my nails. But he had an interview today, and it's on YouTube. So I'll put the link down below. And he's talking about his latest book, which is Grandpa's Memories of Main Street. And it is an amazing book. And it has all these pictures of the town he grew up in along the Hudson River in New York. And for those of you who may know or don't know, I'm illustrating his fourth book, which is Grandpa's Circus Story. Yeah. And I'm almost done. Yep. And the deadline's in a week.
Yep.
But I'm almost there, and I've got to get him photographed and get him sent off to him. Yeah,
she's too modest. So she's an illustrator. She's a world-renowned illustrator because her drawings has reached Kuwait. Somebody bought her drawing from, and it got shipped off to Kuwait. So I just want to say the painting, and it got shipped out to Kuwait.
One of my
favorites. That's right, one of her favorites. And you guys check her out. These Grandpa series books, awesome. They're pretty awesome. I get to watch it all happening, unfolding. They're all on Amazon too, so you guys go check them out if you can. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but we'll put the link up to
absolutely
Bill's interview underneath of ours and on the social media. I'm just really proud of him, and I'm proud to know him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, we also, I'm going to do another plug, one of our episodes that we did the other day for our specials for Tadsaw.
Yeah.
So you guys, please make sure you check out the Service Dog episode. If you are a veteran, you know a veteran with a spouse of a veteran or a dependent of a veteran with special needs, you guys go ahead, check it out. Check out TADSAW. They're a great organization. Get your service dog training free.
They are, and we're going to be doing more specials.
Yes.
That'll be just put up.
Yep.
I'll put them up on the YouTube channel. And yeah, we've got a lot that we want to talk about.
Right. So there's a lot we want to talk about. So, but without further ado, baby, you got anything else? All right.
No, my brain is fried.
Hey,
from
so it's
today
my turn.
Because I had to switch from creative to homework to logic to being with a 2-year-old, our granddaughter,
a grandbaby,
and
was when our grandbaby
storms and service animals.
Yeah,
and,
our dog does not like storms.
So yeah, please draw from the anxiety bowl.
So
of fish
pulling from the bowl, rolling on the bowl, and here we go. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's see. Oh wow, let's do it.
I swear. So we talk about so much during the day. I'm finding out because every time we pick from a fishbowl topic, I'm like, weren't we just talking about that?
Yeah. So here it is, everybody, and just let the camera kind of light shine. There it is. Parenting. Boom, parenting. So this is obviously, don't get it twisted with the stepchildren and stepkids.
It's all parenting.
It's all parenting. So parenting. If the majority of the time, the people that listen to our podcast are parents.
Oh, absolutely.
The majority of folks listen to our podcast are all parents, and they all deal with a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Not the exact same, but a lot of the same things when it's kids.
We were parenting earlier because I was like looking at the time, going, "Hey, hadn't heard from one of our sons.
Yep.
Can you just write him and say, hey, are you good?"
Yeah, one of our sons, he's a wower. World of Warcraft, for those who don't know, he's a wower. Him and his girlfriend are wowers. And I told my son, I told him when I found out they playing WoW, as he started playing WoW, I said, you need to be careful. He said, why? I said, you will lose yourself in that game. Like, we will have to come and be like, hey, welcome. There's a world out there.
But that has nothing to do with Warcraft. But a lot of video games are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft is like that for a lot of people.
Yeah, I used to play City of Heroes. It was the same way.
I used to play Second Life.
Yeah, hey, as you can look, if I haven't said it this episode, that's why she got the ring. If you guys haven't realized it, I got me a gamer, a construction worker, every painter, drawer, all that. But anyway, the topic is parenting. So let's go back to parenting. So let's talk about it though, right? So
It's hard.
It's hard.
It can suck.
But it's harder now in this day and age.
Oh, absolutely it is.
So it was hard back when we were raising up. We both had kids at a young age.
Yeah, we did.
We had kids at a young age. And so, a lot of things back then, were, hard for us. But obviously we look back and was like, this shit's harder now because it's like literally parenting now is literally, if you yell at your kid the wrong way, here come the police.
Especially in public.
Yeah. If you yell at your kids the wrong way now, here come the police. And it's like,
yeah.
What?
And from when we grew up, and me, the whole community parented you. And that was in Bill's new book. He kind of was talking about how everybody knew everybody and the community was responsible for you.
Yeah.
You weren't out with your parents. You weren't, he was out at his grandparents' store.
Yeah.
But when he would run somewhere to get something for them or just walk down Main Street, the community was responsible for what happened. Like,
shouldn't you be at home? What are you doing?
Yeah. Or should
what are you doing here?
School?
Where's your mama at? Yeah.
Or hey, don't get into a fight, or you're being a bully, or hey, you just toss that on the ground, pick it up.
Yeah.
It was a village.
Yep.
And people have stepped away from the village and the community stepped away from being responsible to where now we don't know if the teacher's responsible for teaching, because now we're taught that we've got to teach at home as well, which is fine, but we're teaching life skills at home.
Right.
We're teaching responsibilities at home.
Right.
At school, it's up to the teacher to teach the subjects, but then we're yelled at if we're not teaching at home, and they're yelled at if we don't feel like they're teaching enough.
Right.
They don't do cursive anymore. They don't do spelling anymore.
They're kids that don't even know how to sign their name anymore.
No, and so there's this whole breakdown of community, which therefore is a breakdown in parenthood.
Exactly.
And parenting and how we parent.
Yeah.
And it's not that things have gotten worse. we've evolved in such a way that this is the result.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it gets worse because I
Yeah.
only say that because I feel like we're not allowed to parent anymore. Like literally, society has taken a lot of our rights as parents away from us now because now
Is it rights though that they've taken away or fear? Or have they instilled the fear that they're going to?
yeah, I guess you could look at it like that because a lot of stuff right now is that you get every time I turn on the TV, it's something about empowering. There's nothing about empowering young minds, right? Let's not get it twisted with, hey, you can be anything you want to be.
Sure.
That's not what I'm saying. But every time I turn around, kids are going to other kids. My parents yell at me, or my parents like, wow, that's an invasion of your personal space,
Oh
or
my
that's
God.
they shouldn't talk to you like
Invasion
that.
of the personal
Oh
space.
my goodness!
Are you kidding me?
Hey, story time. So let me go ahead and tell you this. I don't believe in personal space. There's that. My kids, I told my, hey, son, this is for you.
Anyone
But,
that knows you though
Yeah,
would know that.
would know that I don't believe in that. Like, at least not for my children. So it's like I don't believe in privacy when you live in our house.
Yeah.
My son would tell you right off the top, hey, why are you going in my room? You mean why am I going to my room that you occupy? That's what. Do you pay rent? Nope. Okay, so that's my room, and you occupy it.
And the funny thing is, it's never you're not in there going through stuff.
No,
or
I'm not
anything.
going through his
It's
stuff
like you're
or nothing
throwing
like that.
laundry in there.
Exactly, and so
it's never I'm gonna go
right.
through or I'm looking for something. That's never.
But those are the little things where it starts, right? It starts with the little things, right? With it's like, hey, you shouldn't invade my privacy, and if I was one of those ones,
I'm sorry,
that would be
got something talking about parenting right now.
That's a
go
dog.
ahead, sorry.
But if you it starts with the whole, hey, you shouldn't invade your kids' privacy. Give them privacy. Give them privacy. Look, we give them privacy, allowing them to be in their rooms. You know what I'm saying? But if there's something that we have a concern, I'm not gonna knock on any door that I pay rent for. Yeah, I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Hold on. Let me backtrack a little. Yes, I will backpedal. I will say that I'm backpedaling.
You better.
I will say that I'm backpedaling.
Okay.
We all know that certain times you really should knock on that door.
But how do you know those certain times if you're not knocking on the door?
Right. So, but a lot of times, I will say that I knock, like, hey, what's going on? Because like our son, he keeps his door locked. You know what I mean? And that's most children.
He does.
Is that that's most kids? Yeah, he keeps it when he's there.
Oh, when he's there.
Yeah,
well,
when he's here, he keeps his door. Yeah, so he keeps his door locked. Right. And so, we treat him like adults, but a lot of times is that if you got like but he's also 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but if you got a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old talking about, you didn't knock before coming into my room. What? Like, I mean,
that's an issue.
That's an issue. I'm sorry to you. I must have forgot something. I'm gonna lay out all the bills on the table, and you pick which one that you were in charge of. Pick out which one you're in charge of.
Or a chore.
Or a chore. Because at this point, when you parent, it's really easy for your kids to look at it as their right to be in your house, and it is their right. You are responsible for the kids up to a certain age.
Sure.
But they are also responsible for certain things. It's not, it's my right, and no matter what I say. And you have to respect this, and you have to respect that.
But I think parenting. Well, okay. First off, parenting is such a unique experience for everybody. Everybody that's a parent. It's a very unique experience.
Yeah.
And I had one. You had more than one.
Yeah.
There's a different experience right there, even though
together we form a zip code. So.
Feels like it sometimes, but it's so many areas of gray. It is not black and white. Everybody wants to pretend like it's a black and white thing. You're the parent, they're the child. Okay, yeah, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes there are times you have to call on the kid to help you. Sometimes you have to be the stern one. Sometimes you have to say, no, I'm the adult. And I'm not going to explain myself. I think we become a society of over-explainers and wanting to share with the child why they have to wipe their butt. Yeah. Instead of just saying, because it's nasty.
Yeah. Go wipe
or, I mean, that's a bad example, but I'm just saying, like, it's...
Nope. Not a bad example at all.
We become this society of explaining everything.
Right. Instead of just saying,
because it needs to be done.
Or because I said so. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
but in that statement, that can be hard too, because it depends on the situation. I mean, there's something for everything, but at the same time, it's like, Jesus, can you just do it?
And that's an incredibly difficult thing also too, you know, from a different take. Even when we take that and you go into the military route of it.
Sure.
Right? Because the military, right, for those of us who believe in spanking, true advocate right here, it believes in spanking, right? You know what I'm saying? So you in the military, and this is all branches. I'm sure it's not just, you know, in the Air Force. You can get in trouble for spanking your child on base housing.
Which tripped me out.
Yeah, you in base housing, you spank your child. Your child decides to call the police. Guess where you going? You know what I'm saying? So those things can be difficult a lot. You know, especially if you got unruly children. So what? They can do whatever they want, and I'm supposed to be like, hey, I'd like to talk to you.
Right.
Let's talk about your behavior. I don't really think that you should be doing that. Versus, I'm finna beat your ass, or you can either do this or you can live out there. Plain and simple. You know, plain and simple. But that sounds to some people like, oh, that's just so harsh, or that's abuse, dictatorship.
But
how is it a dictatorship when you pay the bills in the house?
That's how we were raised, and guess what it did? And every generation before us was raised in an oversimplified way, because that is it. Because I said so, because this is my house, and you will contribute by chore or by money.
Truth.
That is literally it.
Yeah.
That is it. And then our generation became a society of, but they're humans, and they've got to understand more.
Well, you're bullying your kids when you talk to them like that. No, I am preparing, and whoever else that parents, like, you're preparing your children from what. Look, doing the timeout, I ain't got nothing against the folks that do that. The 1, 2, 3, all right, whatever way, like
we swing on 3.
Yeah, I didn't seen comedians talk about it, and I didn't heard about it. You had the timeout, and I had times up. So, you know, that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's like 1, 2, 3. There's no timeout. Time's up. I gave you 3.
Yeah.
So, and there's a couple of things, you know, when you look at it, when you can be like, hey, maybe you should talk to your child. Maybe, you know, talk to them more about why this is wrong. When they get out into that world, are people going to just talk to them? Or are they going to yell at them and scream at them? Are people going to be understanding? Well, maybe their upbringing was different. No, the people in that outside world do not care.
Well, okay, but at the same time, I'm going back a little bit. It has to be age appropriate.
Truth.
You cannot explain to a 2-year-old why. You can't. You have to use an oversimplified version. To get them to do anything, it has to be a manhandling because I said so, and this is what we do in life. Yep. And then when they're 3, it evolves into more. 4, 5, 6. Then you start explaining.
Yep.
But up until a certain age, there is an oversimplified view.
Hey, you can talk to our grandbabies on that. We don't play it. So you can talk to our grandbabies on that one.
When we cuss and she says don't say that, and we're angry, it's like cute, you know, and you're like, okay,
that's
you're right.
Cute.
Papa
but don't ever,
cuss.
Papa should cuss, but don't ever tell Papa not to do something.
But don't do it again.
Don't ever tell me not to do something.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I understand that's cute.
Because then where's the respect for authority?
For authority.
And I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of
Absolutely.
it. We're guilty of it. Every parent is. Guess what? Parent guilt is a true thing for moms and dads.
Yeah.
I go to bed with it to this day. However, I can also look back because mine's 23 and go, you know what? I did what I could.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't do anything about it now, but I can move forward, and we love each other, and I have a relationship with them, and that's it.
Right.
That's all I can do.
And that's our job as parents, right? Is to try to prepare our kids for what this world is going to be handing them. You know what I mean? And so...
And we have to get on their level, because then there's sometimes that you don't have a choice. They're not a cookie-cutter kid. There is an epidemic in this country, has been for 20-something years, of autism. A spectrum of it. Yes. Not just this or that, a spectrum.
And you have to think about a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Because it's literally like, okay, well, what if I got a kid that's unruly? You know what I mean? And you guys have seen in our step parenting episodes too, you know what I mean? Like, hey, that can be difficult too. Every situation is different.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot, and what we have also found is that you can't bring the way you were raised and raise your kids is because things evolve.
Well,
And
times are
people evolve.
different.
But times are that's what I meant
We
to say,
didn't,
baby.
yeah,
Yeah, times are
we
different
didn't have
now.
internet.
You
We
didn't
didn't have a
right,
cell
right.
phone.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, that makes it harder to parent a lot of times, you know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
the access to information, the open access to information for our children
Right
is good and
there.
bad at the same time. So like you can't yell at me like that, or I can call so and so. And now don't get me wrong, hey, for me as a parent, a grandparent, whatever you want to call it, you can you can Google whatever the hell you want. Google who you gonna stay with when I say get the hell out. Google that. Is that on Google? Google when the cops come and take your ass away, and I say, okay, see you. Google that. Google what happens next. Google
You
that.
know what's crazy though? I bet you if we typed that into Google, it would have answers.
It probably would.
Because it's an algorithm of what people have typed in, and I bet there's been enough kids.
And but that's the thing. Like the internet is gassed our children up. I mean, not just children, adults too. You know what I mean? They gas our children up to where it's like kids think they hold the power now. Like the parents are, no, it's a privilege for you to be my parent, not and I allow you to stay here. I allow you to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what? Like, no, I for those parents out there that are struggling with, we are not therapists, we're not psychiatrists or anything like that. You know what I mean? And the things that work for us may work differently for you guys. But one of the things that we will say is that when you give your kids so much power, when you start at, in all age appropriate, and dealing with age appropriate, when you give your kids this much power at a young age, if you are letting your kids tell you to shut up at age 5,
that's an issue.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised when they calling you these type of names and they treating you like this at age 10 and 12 and so on and so forth. Don't be surprised. It's cute at 5, and then you wondering why at 10 they talking to you like this. And then when here's the thing. If you parent like that, that's, all right. That's the way you choose. But when they get out into this world and they come across somebody who was raised like, oh, no, bro, you don't talk to me like that. We got to step outside. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, wait, no, I thought it was just, I say you shut up. You tell me shut up. No. That's not what happens.
But see, and then there's the gray area because I don't exactly agree with that. Mm-hmm. What you do in your home is different than what you do outside.
Yeah.
But you should be able to teach your kids that. Look, we say this here, but when we go out, as far as anybody else is concerned, we're a big happy family. Yeah. I mean, that's how I was raised.
True. But there's nothing wrong with that either.
And somebody shows up, the fight stops.
Because that's not your business.
Knows you're
it's
fighting
not right.
Because your house is your house, and your house is to stay in order when other people are around.
Yeah, because whatever goes on in your house is not the world's.
It is not.
It's not the world's business.
Because then they come in and destroy that. But at the same time, then if a kid is actually having trouble, they need to be able to say something. Right. So again, gray area.
There's so many gray areas.
So.
Yeah. Because hey, the special needs area. Woo.
That's a whole other.
That's a whole nother thing.
Well, how about just the fact? How can you parent if you and your spouse don't agree on how to parent?
Oh man, that's.
And here's the thing,
that's
like
difficult.
People always, they used to. This was an old timey thing, where they're like, before you get married, there are questions to ask.
Yeah.
What is your parenting style? What do you think about this?
Nobody
How many kids do you want? Do you want kids? Do you want a career? What time do you want to have kids? All this shit.
Nobody asks.
And nobody asks.
Nobody asks
because they're in love.
Right.
And then you have a kid.
Yeah.
And then you find out. Wait a minute. You grew up that way. I didn't grow up that way.
Hold on. You're not going to spank our child. Yes, the hell I am. No,
yeah.
You're not. Now you got a whole other sling.
But what is the definition of spanking? And when is it appropriate? And at what age does it stop?
Yeah.
And how is it effective to this person and their personality? And are they special needs? Or do they have some learning disability that stops them from thinking this way? Right. And there has to be adjustments with parenting. And if that's the one thing people should take away from this, or that we need to say, flexibility. Yeah, truth.
And I want to switch gears just a little bit, but keep it on the parenting aspect. Okay. Let's talk about the parenting guilt. Like parents, like you can't feel guilty for either disciplining or letting your child know, like, hey, no, this is what it is, because it can be difficult. We never want to see our kids hurt.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It may sound like I'm harsh. But no, don't get it twisted. None of us want to see our kids hurt. But there are some parts in life that we talk about age appropriate, right? Where it's just like, hey, if you're not giving them that tough discipline or that tough love,
Yeah.
and telling them the stuff that, wow, I can't believe you told them that.
Yeah.
Yes, the truth.
The truth.
Do you want him to hear it from you? Or do you want? It's just like that the sex talk. Nobody wants to have that. Nobody likes that uncomfortable sex talk with their kids.
But it needs to be
But
said.
do you want to hear from you, or do you want it to hear from their 12-year-old that's out there, their 12-year-old friend that's experimenting, or Snapchat? Yeah, that disappears and you have no idea what's going on, because the internet has made things extremely difficult to parent, because your kids are finding stuff out on the internet before you are telling them. And you can try
at a way younger
age. You can try to be like, well, I got controls on this and this and that, and they're not allowed to get on this and this and that because I control the internet. Then they go to school. Then they get on a different Wi-Fi that's free, like Starbucks, where they don't have you to control their internet. Or then they figure out a way, get a different IP address, or just go on this and this and that. Ways around the things that the safeguards you put in. So because their friends are going to hype them up and gas them. Same with us.
Yeah.
Same with us. You guys were all younger. So it's like, look, I even tell my daughter with her grandbaby, I said, I want you to think about everything that you did that I don't know about. and think that technology is only getting getting better
all the time.
Yeah.
What I think is also important to be said, though, is you can't constantly yell at your child and then expect them to listen to you at the same time. Because then if there's an emergency and you're yelling, they're going to be like, he always yells.
Truth.
But why has everything got to be a fight? And why does everything, we do have to choose our battles, and you can't yell at them all the time.
Truth.
But there is the guilt. We shouldn't feel guilty, but we've become a society of over-explainers and a sensitivity.
Yeah.
We have become more sensitive, which in some ways is good, an awareness, but in the aspect of basic functions for your children, I feel like it's bad. We need to go back to some simplification. Yeah. And it is because I said so. And again, I'm guilty of it because we overcompensate.
We all are. We all are.
But it's just parenting is hard.
It is.
And it's guilt ridden. And it's like the most rewarding and hateful job ever. And it is hard and it stays hard. And also the whole meme thing or Facebook thing floating around about, I don't care, I don't understand parents who say, 18 and get out. Sorry, I got myself startled.
All right, we're good.
Because I'm so mad about it. I'm screaming.
Yeah.
And I don't care how old you are. You never stop being a parent to your child. And yeah, you know what? At some point, I need a flipping break.
Yeah. And
it also says something in there that, I'll always feed you and all of this. Now, hold up. You got 5 kids that are all over the age of 20 and have jobs, and they're coming all the time to eat or because they need food. Now, granted, if they can do for themselves is what I'm saying. Like, I'm sitting there going, again, gray area. Don't sit there and tell me I'm a bad parent because we took a month off from inviting everybody over every other day for a barbecue because we have bills too.
Yeah.
And we have our own responsibilities.
Truth.
So it's like, wait a minute, I get to say no.
100%.
Because they're adults.
Right. That's what we talk about age appropriate, right?
Yeah.
That's what we talk about age appropriate. Like, wow, we haven't been over there in a long time. That's right.
But I hate this idea of people group shaming.
Yeah.
When there is 1,000 million different bazillion ways to parent for that person. And don't group me into a parent if you hear me say, no, that's my spaghetti and you're not getting it today. I'm hungry too.
Absolutely.
You're younger. Go away.
One of the things we will tell you guys, man, that please understand this.
That's my cheese. Put it down.
Please understand one thing there. One thing I feel the need to say this. We're not experts in any of the fishbowl topics that we bring out.
And we love our children.
None of the topics we bring out, we're not experts in.
No.
These are our takes on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the thing is that we know that out there, there's probably some topics that the person driving in the car listening to us, well, what about this? Y'all not gonna cover this, right? Because
No.
we don't hear you. You know what I mean? So
Well,
there's
and
that.
we don't
But
have we're not going to sit there and make this a 3-part series
truth,
on parenting.
right?
Because
We don't hear you because we don't have all the answers
well,
either.
we're normal people.
Truth. That's what
We're
we're
not
trying to get
supposed
across.
have the answers. Nobody has the answers
No,
on
but
parenting.
but this is also something to let the parents know who are getting frustrated and so on that we
Keep going.
understand.
We
You're not the only
understand.
one that's going through
You're
it.
fine.
We 100% understand.
And
As
you'll
long-
come out on the other side.
You will come out because as your kids get older, they will understand why you were the way that you were.
Yep.
They will understand why you were the way that you were because there's a little part of us as parents that I told you so that you may not say to your kids, but you take pride in like, you know what I'm saying? Prime example, I told my kids, maybe I tell you this, I told my kids all the time when they used to get rides from me. I used to charge my kids for rides to work.
That fascinated me.
Yeah, I used to charge my kids for rides to work on payday. Look, I'm gonna need $20 because I drove an expedition. I'm gonna need $20. Are you serious? Yes, I 100% am serious. And you know what I used to tell my children? When you move out of this house, your friend's gonna ask you for $5 and $10 for gas to go to the store and back. I ask you for $20 every 2 weeks. I want you to think about that for those listening.
That's true.
Think about it. I ask you for $20 every 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
to take you back and forth to work. And my kids were like, yeah, whatever. Dad's just tripping. But as they got older and as they got out of the house, yeah, my kids was like, man, it's crazy. Like my friends want like $10 to go around. It don't cost $10 to take me to work and back. Yeah, but $20 every 2 weeks was crazy. Every ride is $10.
That's true.
So keep that in mind. But anyway, that's just that's my random rant on that one. But
I do want to reiterate to our children that are listening. Not that I think they will, but they might be.
Hey.
We love you. And we adore you. And we love having you over. And we love helping you. And we appreciate you for putting up with us. Because you had to help raise us too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We were young. And we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Because nobody got all the answers.
No.
Nobody got all the answers. So before we end this segment, we have to say that, look, we love every single one of our children.
Do. And if they need help, they know.
Yeah, they know it. We
open.
look behind closed doors. We gonna complain. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But that's us as parents. We get through it. But we gonna always be there, as every parent will for their children, or should at least be there for the children, regardless. And I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna end it on this. But regardless, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what feud you may have with your children, it ain't worth not being there for your children. You know what I'm saying? Because they will always need you and you always need them.
Absolutely.
So just keep that in mind. But anyway, so we're going to...
Parenting's great.
Yeah.
But it's not. But we're going to end it there.
Yeah, we're going to end it there.
So to all you new parents out there...
Congratulations.
Buckle up. And to those of you that don't have kids yet, good on you.
Yeah, good on you.
Buckle up. Because you're going to.
Yep, be prepared for the oops. So just say... But anyway, hey, you guys, once again, like, subscribe to our YouTube. Go ahead. We appreciate everything you guys are doing for us.
And if you didn't agree with us, or if you want to share what you think about parenting, or a little wisdom quip, then email us.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll answer you, and heck, we may even put it out on here. You know what I'm saying?
Probably will.
Yeah, probably will put it out here because we're unapologetic. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Hey, and then here's the thing: is we'll put it out. Even if you guys email us to just say we suck, we will literally put it out there. Like, so and so said we suck. That's fine. Unapologetic.
DM Watch Sucks 369 at Gmail says we suck.
We suck. That's fine. But hey, once again, Doge going to the moon, right, baby?
Always.
Doge going to the moon. And you guys, hey, DM Watch Podcast on all the streaming services. DM Watch Podcast at gmail.com. You guys make sure you hit us up. Once again, thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for the support. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I love my baby. We love our kids. All right. And we will see you guys later. Once again, we are DM Watch. I am Davie.
I'm Misti.
And I'm going to say it again. We're DM Watch.
That was a lot.
It was.
Are you done? Can you stop it now? Or
I guess I'll stop the recording now.
Thank you.
So I got to give it. Okay. I give it a few seconds. And okay. So I'm going to stop the recording. We're DM Watch, guys.
Oh my God. You're still going.
Y'all take it easy over there.